£40 million for Diouf. Take it and run. Take it and run. I'm all for that. Rhys Nelson to West Ham as well. That is another one which I'm very interested in, with some reservations, which I'll talk about. It's hotting up now, this transfer window. We're talking about Todibo to Marseille. So we're getting rid of some of these players. We're bringing in more money, but we need to bring in more players. And finally, we're making moves. Rhys Nelson, I think, would be a very, very good signing, providing he can stay fit. He's had a bit of a history of hamstring injuries and calf strains and that sort of thing. So, him playing on that left-hand side, obviously he can play on the right as well, but playing on that left-hand side with Solomon both in contention, you just have to hope they bloody don't get injured at the same time, because Solomon, again, is another player with injury concerns. But Rhys Nelson at West Ham in the Championship, I think he would smash it if he can stay fit. I think that would be such a good signing, to have that competition on the left, but to also have that cover on the right-hand side as well. He's quite versatile. I think that would be a good signing. I was looking at a loan deal, which he's got 1 year left on his contract, so I think it's moving more towards a permanent deal. Probably looking at a quite a low fee. I haven't seen the exact fee, but I don't think it will be much as a fee. So yeah, look, listen. If the money's right, he was on 100 grand a week. Like, Arteta put him on 100 grand a week at Arsenal. Listen, he can't be coming to the Championship on that with his injury record. You need to find a way to make it work. I don't see him as 100 grand a week player. 80 grand a week in the Prem max, but Arteta seemed to be keen and desperate to keep him at Arsenal at the time, and now look, he's leaving for such a small fee. So yeah, listen, happy with that one. Got to keep him fit. Listen, we managed to keep Callum Wilson fit, so stranger things have happened. And Diouf, getting him out. Listen, there's a lot I like about Diouf, right? He's got pace, he's got power, drive going forward, and he can occasionally whip in an amazing ball into the box. Occasionally. I mean, it's when the balls are good, they're good. When they're bad, they're very bad, as we saw last season, where some of them were going out for throw-ins and for goal kicks. And so there are a lot of pros going for him, but his defending is awful. Absolutely awful. So if we can, double our money, over double our money for him, that'd be huge. I'm sorry, Brentford, let's drive him down there. No two ways about it. I won't even hesitate. As much as I think, look, he's still a young player, there's potential there. For what we can go and get now, look, I'm happy with Skulls in the Championship, and then maybe sign a bit more of an experienced left back. Let's do it. I want someone with a little bit more balance when it comes to being able to defend and get forward. But he was such a liability. Like, so many goals came from his side last season. Big reason why we went down. Obviously, look, we got to give him credit for some of the balls that he put in the box that helped create the goals as well, of course. But yeah, like, if we can get this done, it's about 35 million with £5 million add-ons. So, great deal. Great deal. And to me, it's a no-brainer if it helps us go and further invest in this team. Because I think it's just now getting in those little, plug in those holes, basically. We've got the makings of something really good. We've sealed up that left-hand side now, which was a big problem. We get this Troy Parrott deal done, which is looking like it's getting closer. Then that's the striker cover. And we get Pablo out. There's talks about Pablo's agents trying to engineer a move. Goodbye. See you later, mate. Take what you can get and run. We're still waiting to hear on Disasi, which is just going to be one of them ones. Is like, we're going to have to see if someone else comes in for him. I think he should just come to West Ham and, cement himself with the fan base. Stay in London and will surely come back up. Like, he's got to see what we've built here in terms of contending for automatic promotion and maybe the Championship title. Oh yeah, Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy. What do we do with Jamie Vardy? That would be a very interesting signing. If we're talking about, say, Troy Parrott or Vardy, I would lean towards Parrott. You know, he's a younger player. You know, he's got more going for him, I think, in the future. And I think he'll be able to play a lot more games. The work rate and all of that stuff that he brings, I think, will be an advantage. But the experience and goal scoring ability of Vardy, I would all have that. If he's coming on a free, we should be signing two strikers. Get Pablo gone. That's what I'd have, Parrott and Vardy. But as I said on Lawless Live, got to play to his strengths. Simple as that. Still looking at Isildur from Sunderland, who, listen, I think he's a good player. Not the most prolific, and you'd hope he'd be able to be a little bit better at scoring goals in the Championship. But as a focal point up front, yeah, you could do a lot worse. I wouldn't splash big money. Like he looked a handful when we played Sunderland last season. But like I said, not the most prolific in terms of goals. Like if you're spending over 20 mil on someone like that, you want to be paying money for them for not just this Championship season, for back in the Premier League as well. So we have to, like with some of these signings, look, a lot of it is get up. That's the first port of call. But when you're splashing big money on any player, you think, yeah, we need them to be good for when we go up. Like Disasi, if you're spending over 20 million for Disasi, you know like what he's going to give you in the Prem. We saw it last season. He's got proven commodity. We know he'll be good in the Prem. Whereas Isildur, yeah, I mean, obviously, look, Sunderland had a very good season last season, but that weren't necessarily down to his goals that fired them up there. He was part of the team, of course, but they built a very well-rounded, balanced side. So, yeah, I wouldn't splash big money on him if we can just go and get, say, splash down the 17 million for Troy Parrott, go and get Vardy on a free, get Pablo gone, and then we're looking good. And then you bring in Disasi. We get another left back in. Like, things are starting to look very bright and very exciting. So let's see. Let's see what they can do. I mean, I'll tell you what, right? I have to credit this current regime when it comes to sales. Like, if we get this Diouf deal done for 40 mil, that's insane. To go and get, like, what, 85 mil for Fernandes, to go and get nearly 70 for Somerville, 12 million euros, 70 quid for Freddie Potts, and then potentially 40 mil for Diouf after we've got relegated to the Championship. Insane. Like, absolutely insane. I'm looking forward to seeing what the fee will be for Todibo, what we can get for Wan-Bissaka, who's linked to Arsenal, for 25 mil. Like, we can really generate some good money. And after whoever's responsible, I take my hat off to you, sir. Brilliant business. So, look, we'll keep on top of it. Ain't really doing any live streams at the moment because StreamYard seems to be messed up for everyone. So, yeah, we'll keep these updates coming. Go and check out Lawless Live. I was on Talk Sport with Flex and Abby. And, yeah, I was sort of feeling optimistic. And we got in there, we talked about Bowen staying, Vardy, all of that stuff. So please go and support my other channel, Lawless Live. Do subscribe there and check out that video and click it. But thank you all for watching. Check out OK Jersey as well. Big thanks for them for sponsoring the video. One thing left to say. Come on, you Irons.